Hello everyone, welcome back to the Frontline Report channel. Please subscribe and like my videos. Tonight, we uncover one of the most daring and precise strikes of this war, a deep midnight operation that shook Russia's logistics network to its core. Ukraine's intelligence, stealth, and precision combined into a single moment of chaos that redefined modern warfare. Under the shroud of darkness, Ukrainian drones and missiles crossed the border and found their mark, turning Russian supply lines into flaming wreckage. This wasn't just another raid, it was a statement, a demonstration of how technology and timing can cripple a powerful opponent without a single soldier setting foot across the front line. The story begins far from the battlefront. Russian logistics lines stretch for hundreds of kilometers, railways, highways, fuel depots, and ammunition storage sites that feed the war effort. Every truckload of shells, every tanker of diesel, every convoy of food and supplies keeps the war machine alive. Ukraine knew that hitting these arteries could suffocate the beast. For months, satellites and reconnaissance drones tracked movement patterns, supply timings, and weak points in the Russian network. The opportunity came on a moonless night when visibility was low, radar coverage was minimal, and Russian air defense was shifting zones. At midnight, silence ruled the landscape. Suddenly, that silence was broken by the faint hum of engines far above. Ukrainian long-range drones, sleek and small, glided over the dark terrain, invisible to radar. Within minutes, the targets were locked. Explosions erupted in a coordinated sequence, first the fuel depots, then the railway intersections, and finally the logistics warehouses filled with ammunition. Flames reached the sky, painting the night orange and red. The shockwaves rolled across the surrounding villages, waking residents who saw the horizon burning. Russia's lifelines were being cut in real time. From the exterior, the devastation was total. Satellite images taken hours later showed multiple impact craters, destroyed tankers, and scorched ground where entire convoys had been parked. Rail lines twisted from the heat, trucks melted into piles of metal, and plumes of smoke rose like dark pillars. Firefighters rushed to the scene but couldn't approach due to secondary explosions. This was not a random strike, it was an orchestrated precision hit. The external visuals told a story of complete destruction, but behind it lay a deeper layer of calculation and intelligence. Inside the logistics hub, chaos reigned. Russian workers and soldiers scrambled for safety as alarms blared and power failed. Control rooms went dark, communication networks collapsed, and the systems that managed thousands of tons of supplies simply ceased to exist. Within minutes, the interior of what had been a high-security depot turned into a furnace. Ammunition cooked off, fuel tanks ignited, and the coordination center melted down in confusion. It was over in less than an hour. The once organized hub became a blackened shell. The performance of this operation stands as one of Ukraine's most successful precision strikes to date. Reports from Western intelligence confirmed the accuracy of the hits. Out of 10 targeted points, 9 were destroyed completely. This was not a random barrage but a surgical operation. The drones were guided by real-time satellite imagery and GPS correction, flying low and coordinated through electronic warfare zones. The timing of the strike coincided with a scheduled shift change at the depot, ensuring minimal human presence but maximum material destruction. Each explosion was positioned to cause a chain reaction, amplifying the damage while minimizing collateral impact. The performance can be measured not only by destruction but by its outcome. In the days following the strike, Russian frontline units reported fuel shortages and delayed supply convoys. Military analysts observed reduced artillery fire due to ammunition disruption. Even railway schedules in nearby regions had to be rerouted. This one operation rippled across the front, proving that cutting the logistics tail can paralyze an army without a frontal clash. The precision, the timing, and the intelligence integration behind this strike represent a new chapter in asymmetric warfare. When evaluating safety features, the brilliance of this mission becomes clearer. Ukraine executed the strike entirely through unmanned systems, keeping human operators far from danger. The drones used stealth materials and programmed evasive routes to bypass Russian radar. The precision-guided munitions carried limited explosive payloads, designed for controlled detonation rather than area saturation. This reduced civilian risk dramatically. The target selection strictly military and logistical avoided residential areas. Nearby towns were warned through covert signals to clear potential blast zones, a rare but telling example of modern ethical warfare under fire. The safety considerations also extended to strategic stability. By hitting supply hubs rather than command centers or populated cities, Ukraine sent a clear message: the goal is disruption, not escalation. The operation struck deep but avoided targets that could provoke uncontrolled retaliation. It balanced aggression with restraint, a hallmark of professional military strategy. For Ukrainian operators, safety meant not only physical survival, but moral legitimacy, proving that precision and ethics can coexist even in war. The unique selling points of this operation are what truly set it apart. First is its depth. The strike occurred far inside Russian-controlled territory, proving Ukraine's expanding reach. Second is precision. Every target mattered, every impact calculated. Third is stealth. Operating at midnight, under radar silence, demonstrated advanced electronic warfare adaptation. Fourth is coordination. Multiple drone teams, satellite feeds, and timing windows synchronized perfectly. Fifth is psychological effect. The strike wasn't just physical damage but mental warfare. Russian forces woke up to the reality that their logistics, once untouchable, were vulnerable. Another unique element is how this operation was carried out with minimal expenditure compared to its impact. Instead of sending hundreds of soldiers into a high-risk zone, Ukraine used technology, drones, satellite data, and artificial intelligence-assisted targeting to deliver precise destruction at a fraction of the cost. It was a demonstration of the future of war: smart, swift, and shockingly efficient. The symbolic timing, exactly midnight, added to its mythic tone. Soldiers on both sides now talk about the midnight strike as a turning point where darkness became Ukraine's ally. When discussing the price, both in material and strategic value, the numbers are staggering. The cost of a small fleet of attack drones and guided munitions is minimal compared to the loss inflicted on Russia. Dozens of fuel tankers, train cars, heavy vehicles, and tons of ammunition went up in flames. Economically, Russia lost millions of dollars worth of supplies overnight. Strategically, the price was even higher: disrupted offensives, delayed reinforcements, and a morale hit that spread across the ranks. The operation's cost-benefit ratio was overwhelmingly in Ukraine's favor. But price also comes in risk. Operating deep in enemy territory meant Ukraine had to rely on near-perfect intelligence and coordination. Any malfunction, any premature detection, could have led to total mission failure. The operators took that risk knowingly, trusting in their technology and training. The reward justified it. This wasn't just about the destruction of supplies, it was about demonstrating reach, intelligence, and control. It was about telling the world that Ukraine can hit where it matters most, when it matters most. In conclusion, Deep Strike at Midnight was more than a military success, it was a strategic masterpiece. The exterior visuals of burning depots and railways tell one story, but the deeper impact lies in how this operation reshaped the battlefield. Russia's logistics are now a moving target. Every convoy is a potential liability. Ukraine has proven that the war isn't only about territory, it's about momentum, adaptability, and precision. This operation encapsulates all three. For Ukraine, the night is no longer a cover for fear, it's a canvas for dominance. For Russia, it's a warning that even the deepest parts of its war machine are within reach. As the flames die down and smoke clears, one truth remains: technology, intelligence, and courage have changed the rules of this war forever. Thank you for watching the Frontline Report. Subscribe for more updates, analysis, and inside stories from the front lines of the world's most critical conflict. Stay informed, stay sharp, and never underestimate the power of precision.